All right, so today we're going to talk about singleness and the fact that I am 32 and single again. Yeah, again. So we were friends for about 7 years before we decided to go ahead and try dating each other. 7 years of friendship and then 1 year of dating, and we broke up because yeah, there was no malice, no cheating, no abuse of any kind. We tried to still be friends afterward, hence the word tried. Trying to be friends afterward was more emotional for me. I was super emotional. I found that it was really hard for me to pull away, and I felt like I loved this person and I didn't want to feel like I was quitting on them or quitting on the relationship. I didn't want to feel like a quitter. So I prayed about it. And this is part of the season in my life that really drew me nearer to God. The very first thing that helped me was actually Pastor Michael Todd's sermon series on relationships. I think it's called Relationship Goals. It was kind of like therapy, like a free therapy session that helped me kind of turn the mirror back on myself and look at me and see what it was about me that was causing me to be in not just this relationship, but past relationships also that didn't have them ending the way that I wanted them to. And that goes back to the whole thing that we have one plan and God always has his plan for us. And sometimes a lot of times our plan doesn't match up with God's plan. And so what we have to do is seek him and understand the fact that we aren't in control of our own lives. And the only way to actually get to a place where we like have complete peace and a calmness, the only way to do that is to submit to God. I'll be honest, it's a relationship that I'm still struggling with. There was a lot of grieving at first, a lot of feeling like, oh my God, I lost my best friend. What now? Like, who do I talk to? And I had to get to that place and come to that understanding that everything happens for a reason, everything happens in a season. And so, what I really need to focus on is the lesson. Because if I submit this to God, submit myself, submit the relationship, submit it to God, He's going to fix it to where whatever the outcome is was originally supposed to be, it's going to be. So we can't have this conversation with God, just pray and say, God, I want this, God, I need that, and then hang up the phone. We never stop to listen and see if God responds or answers. So my thing was to stop and listen and make sure that it's God speaking and not the enemy trying to confuse me in my mind, and then move from there. Only do the things that God don't move until God tells you to move, is what I've learned. Recently, I have seen this young man and all kinds of butterflies reappeared, and I don't know that that was necessarily the best thing, but I really missed him, and so I wanted to. And I prayed and prayed and prayed about it, and he invited me to go somewhere with him just to kind of like hang out for a day and catch up. Why did I do that? But I did, and we actually had an amazing time. It was completely like, well, according to us, it was completely innocent. Nothing happened. But we hung out and we had a really good time. And it was just good to catch up. But trying to sever that tie again for the second time after that was like breaking up all over again. And so it was hurtful again. And it was hard. I really had to pray again after that. And this is recently. I had to pray and just ask God to guide my mind and guard my heart, because I feel like this is a situation that's hard for me. Like I've overcome some other things in my with my mindset that I've shifted through prayer and my devotionals. There are a lot of things in that with my mindset that I've like legit turned around and have seen, you know, improvement and growth in. This is one that I'm struggling with because for an entire year we went without communicating. no, we didn't speak, or I cut off the texting and all of that, because it's not hard for him, but it's hard for me, the back and forth. And I can't be your friend. Not realistically, I can't, because I don't want to know who you're dating. I don't want to talk about um when you get engaged or married or kids. Like, I don't no, thank you, I'm not interested. And not because I don't love you, but because I do. Like, so anyway, yeah, this was the one thing that I had to submit to God completely and fully. Not the one thing. I mean, I submit everything fully to God now, but this was the one thing that I felt like a failure in, if I'm honest, because I had gone that long span of time without speaking to this person and feeling like there's some growth here and I'm gonna be okay without this person. And then I see this person and then I just so yeah, I'm still praying about it, because I still absolutely have a desire in my heart to be with this person. And I'm not sure if that's the will of God. I'm not sure if that's ever gonna be something in my near or far future. I don't know if that's gonna be my reality, but I have to be honest with myself and say that it absolutely is a desire of my heart. Not all things that I desire are good or beneficial for me. And I've learned that, for example, with my lifestyle, my eating habits that I've changed. Not all things that I desire are good for me. A lot of things that I desire are sugary and dairy filled, and those things are harmful to my body. So I'm aware that just because it's a desire of my heart and a strong desire doesn't mean that it's going to be beneficial for my life. So I'm just taking it in stride, and that has left me to be single now. And I'm not the kind of person that's like, the clock's ticking, I'm 30, I gotta be married and have kids. Like, that's not what it's about. But it's just about the fact that I really feel seriously deeply connected to this person, and my conviction is a lot more important to me than happiness for a moment. Because I can't guarantee that if I went ahead and just decided to be with this person, that I wouldn't be miserable, or that I wouldn't be sad because of not being completely fulfilled with what I want or what God wants for me. The way that I am dealing with that is just to keep busy mainly. I guess the first thing is I've drawn nearer to God, and I have a better relationship and a closer relationship with God. And it helps me to keep sane basically with everything in my life. So I make sure to spend time with God in the morning and at night. And if I don't, I feel it. I feel like I've allowed a hole for the devil to squeeze into. And so I have to make sure that I'm interacting with God in any kind of way. Morning and night. Morning because it sets the tone of my day, and at night because it wraps it up and it brings it all back together, and it allows me to sleep peacefully. It sets me at ease. The other thing is that I just try to stay busy. I try to find different projects that interest me, stuff like my new lifestyle and my eating habits and my living habits, so much more different, which is another reason that I'm not sure that I'm going to end up with this person that I love so much. I'm not sure, because a lot of things have changed and I'm not the same woman, and it's going to take a seriously God-filled hippie bohemian man to deal with me. Like, if I really get into the things that I believe now, they're not traditional, they're not conventional. I don't care about social, like, none of that stuff matters to me. I'm not into fashion, I'm not into material things, I'm not into fake nails and eyebrows and the weave and the lashes. I don't do all of that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I just don't care about. Those things aren't important to me. And so I try to use my time staying busy with things that are going to progress me in life and help me to learn and grow as a person, and instead of things that don't matter to me, like material things and money. Those things don't make people happy. They don't make me happy, and they don't build the kingdom of God. I stay busy with the things that help me to learn and grow. So a lot of personal development. And I get hobbies. And then the other thing is I surround myself with family. Uh, I don't want to be bored. I don't want to feel alone. So I surround myself with family. I have a really big family. I love spending time with them, and it allows me to not feel like I'm alone or I don't have a life. I have things to do, and I have my work, I have my hobbies, and I focus on those things. I focus on that, I focus on God, and I'm not fazed by the fact that I don't have somebody to cuddle up under. I don't need that. When God decides that I'm supposed to have that, then I will. And I have to be content with that, because good things come to those who wait, and you have to have patience and learn patience. Like, God does things in his own timing, and so you can decide one of two things. You can decide that I'm gonna wait for God because his timing is perfect, and I would much rather have what he has for me than when I could build for myself. Or you could decide that I could do it better than God, and you can go out there and try that. Good luck with that. I'm not doing that. I've done that. I feel like I've done that, and not intentionally, but I feel like I've done that and fallen on my face several times. I'm not going out on dates, and I don't plan to anytime soon, and that's just because I feel like that's a distraction. When I do date, it'll be dating with purpose and intentionally dating. I'm not dating just to hang out with people, so I'm not doing that. I don't have a thing on the side that I just go to see every now and then. I'm single for real, single, like, nah, for real, single. I don't have no time for it. Um, yeah, God is preparing me to be a wife and not a girlfriend and not a boo thing and not a whatever they call. I don't. Yeah, that's not me. So yeah, that's it. That's my story of singleness. We got some more stuff to talk about on this subject, this single subject, because it's rough. It's not. The things that I said seem simple, but it's a journey. It's rough. There are a lot of things that I have grown accustomed to in a relationship that I don't have now, and especially since I'm relying on God for a lot of things, and so it's rough now. There's quite a bit of a learning curve, and so I want to talk about it. Let's talk about that. Let's dig into that, and I want to know what you think. Like, am I? Well, I know I'm not by myself, but let me know that I'm not by myself. Like, who's in their 30s and single, and how are you dealing with it? Like, let me know. All right, thank you guys so much for watching, and being with me on this journey. I don't know what's gonna come of it, but it's gonna be good, so keep watching. All right, bye.